Welcome. I am Michele with Mindful Being. I'm an instructor who was certified at UCLA Mindful Awareness Research Center. And I want to welcome all of you for joining me today in this guided meditation around mindfulness. And so I'm going to start today with a few basics and tell a short story before we get into the guided practice. So the first thing I'd like to do is be sure that we are in agreement or understand how we define mindful meditation. It's about paying attention to the present moment, the experiences as they are, with an openness, a curiosity, and a willingness to be with whatever is happening, without judgment, even kindness. Mindful practice isn't about therapy, and it's not even about self-help. It's really about self-awareness and becoming so aware of yourself and tuned to the body and tuned to your thoughts, noticing them. The research today, and it's early and there's more to be done, but there is research and evidence that shows the practice of mindful meditation can help with concentration. And if you're like me, that is important today, memory. It can help with reducing stress and anxiety. It also helps with dealing with the challenging emotions or thoughts that may come. It's also been known to help increase the gray matter in your brain, which is critical, especially for memory and concentration. And overall, it's been known to help with a general sense of well-being and ease. And that's why I practice. And that's what I've learned. So it sounds simple when you think of the definition. Simply being in the moment as it is, present. And yet, if you try it, and as we start today, you're going to notice that your mind drifts, just like everyone else's mind. It's an incredible tool that we have, and it's a gift. The research today shows that our minds can drift up to 50% of the time. Imagine that. That means in just the short time that I've been talking, your mind has drifted. Maybe it's noticed the shirt, the colors I'm wearing, the design behind me. Whatever it is, something has drawn your attention. And so the practice, although sounding easy, isn't so much. And knowing that there's also evidence and research that reflects that our minds have been known to drift, or we generate thousands of thoughts a day, just a day. Mind goes, comes, and typically our minds drift to the past, things that we did, we regret, wish we had said something differently. We relive those conversations of the past. Or we go to the future. We're constantly thinking about what's next. What can I do? Where do I want to go? How can I influence it? What ifs? And yet we don't always know. And we spend a lot of energy in the past or the future. And as much as we talk about wanting to be here and now, people talked recently about stop and smell the roses. And so often we may be walking and we're in our heads, just ruminating, thinking, planning, imagining, and we miss the roses that are right before us. So this formal practice of meditating is about training the muscle of the mind to be attentive to where you are in the here and now. And it sounds simple, but I will share a personal story with you today. I initially started my practice through yoga in 2005. I took yoga as a practice to help reduce stress, anxiety, all the busyness. And if you know traditional yoga, the last 5 minutes or so are spent where you are laying on the floor and you're supposed to just relax your body and notice your thoughts. And I have to say, that was the worst time of my experiences in yoga. I was crawling out of my skin. I couldn't wait to get up and out of that room and start moving and shaking and doing all the things I knew or believed that I needed to get done. I loved being busy. I move fast, I talk fast, I think fast. That was me then. Today, after years of practice, I like to think of myself as calmer, a little more at ease, and a little more at peace. My life isn't that different. I still have challenges. I still have ups and downs. There are days I feel, or moments I should say, I feel sadness and loneliness, as well as joy and happiness. But I'm fully aware of those experiences, and my relationship with all of them has changed. I'm able to notice them. I acknowledge it. I question them. And when I get busy and I get in that mode of doing and what's next and where do I go and how fast can I move, I know it's time for me to make the time to practice. So today, I want to invite you to join me in this practice of sitting formally and exercising the muscle of the mind. And just dabble with it. Notice how it feels. It may bring discomfort. Be curious about that. Notice what's happening. Try to discern whether it's your mind telling you you're uncomfortable or feeling at ease, or if it's your body. Notice the difference there. And the reason we practice formally in this type of guided sit is so that when we go about our day, we can pause. We know when the roses are there. Or maybe we enjoy the food we're eating instead of mindlessly eating the food. Or maybe when we're washing our hands, as all of us are doing today, we pause and feel the sensation of the warmth of the water, the suds, soap suds moving around your hands. Being present. That's why I practice. And I thank you for joining me today and this guided practice. So I'd like you to find your seat, and that could be on a cushion, it can be on a comfortable chair or a straight back chair like I'm in. Just the main purpose of your posture in your seat is that you're supported. Whether having your feet on the floor, your thighs are supported by the chair or couch that you're sitting in, or a cushion, and your back is straight. And this is so that the flow of air is natural and you're not fighting to find it and have it flow into the body. Your chin can be slightly tucked and maybe eyes gazing downward. And if you're comfortable, close them. This is completely up to you. And know that there's no good, bad practice or right or wrong way to practice. It's just a practice. And the benefits that I talked about earlier of finding ease and less stress, possibly better memory and concentration, come from this formal practice. So now that we're all seated and our bodies are supported, I want you just to start noticing your breath, breathing in completely through your nostrils, being curious about the air as it enters the nostrils, Maybe feeling the air filling your chest and belly as it rises, and then the collapse as you exhale. Just this natural breath, knowing there's no work. You don't have to find it, seek it, plan for it. Let the body do what it knows to do. Begin to notice where your attention is most concentrated. Maybe it's as when the air enters your nostrils, or maybe at the chest as it expands, possibly the belly. And use that as your focus point for now, knowing that your mind is going to drift just like everyone else. Minds drift, maybe the past or the future. And when it drifts, maybe smile, notice it, and return to the breath. Just one breath, again and again. Know that the mind drifts. If the mind is really busy, I'm going to invite you to join me in a deep breathing exercise. A little bit different. You can join or continue following the breath as it is. This is completely up to you. This is a tool I sometimes use when I'm anxious and feeling busy and mind is racing. Simply breathing in through the nostrils for a count of 4, holding for 2, and then exhaling as slowly as possible through your mouth, almost like you're blowing through a straw, for a count of 5. For those of you who would like to join, I want you to exhale the air out of your body. And now inhale through your nostrils. Hold. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Hold. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through the nostrils. Hold. Exhale through your mouth. One more time. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Return to your natural breath. Again, in through the nostrils and out. Maybe feeling the flow. Your body is completely rested. And now is the time to alert the mind. It's concentrating. It's here. It's with you. We are simply training the muscle of the mind to be where we want it to be. in this moment with whatever is here. It could be that sounds have drawn your attention. Just notice. Sounds are also an option for concentration. You don't need to seek them. You may hear the body sensations, gurgling, pulsing, bumping. Just notice. For the external sounds in the house or outside, the birds, animals running, dogs barking, lawnmowers, cars. Just noticing if sounds have drawn your attention. When they no longer draw your attention, maybe returning to the breath, just as it is, being in the moment, fully aware. Another tool for the practice. If the mind continues to jump, maybe fluttering like a bunch of birds in a cage, challenges of opening that door and letting them fly out so that you can concentrate. Try counting each breath, the inhale and the exhale as one. Inhale and exhale, 2. And continue counting to 10. And the mind may drift. Notice it, label, and return to the count. There's no judgment if you've lost count. It happens. Just start again, knowing that you can start again and again, knowing that the mind will drift. And this is your time to train it to be here. Keep bringing it back. It's as if you have this anchor, just like a sailboat or boat, that's holding you steady through the waves, through life. Waves can be rough and a storm happening, but your breath, coming back to the moment, can steady you, hold you, keeps you in the moment. Not thinking in the past or going to the future, simply being here with what is in this moment. Knowing your body is completely supported in the chair or on the cushion. There's nothing for you to do. There's nowhere to go right now. This is your time, taking care of your body and your mind, being kind to yourself with self-care. The body is also a gift of concentration. You may want to notice parts of the body if the mind is drifting and the breath or sound is not working for you. Maybe bring your attention to the tips of your toes or your feet or your hands. Just paying attention to the area that holds your attention for this time. And knowing that the mind may drift again, let it drift, notice it, shelf it, hold it for later. Maybe, maybe not. Know that it will happen, that the mind will drift, and you have the ability to bring it back, concentrating either on the breath, entering the nostrils, or the chest or belly. It could be that sound is drawing your attention. On holding the concentration of the mind. Maybe it's the body sensations. Each moment you're aware, the mind is focused and alert, and the body is supported. It's resting, maybe softening, noticing some tension leaving it. Just being aware. Notice if the mind drifted and bring it back to this moment. There's no judgment. Maybe smile, notice, label, thinking, or worry, future. Be here in this moment with whatever is present. I'm going to read a poem, Walk Slowly, by Donna Fodds. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still, and just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for the imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we will all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. It's one of my favorite poems. Taking a deep breath and joining me again as I close this session with mindful being, free guided practice, Monday through Friday, noon Central Time. I want to thank all of you who joined me and welcome your feedback and suggestions. I encourage you to visit our website, mindfulbeinghouston.com. Learn more about the practice, more about the research, definition, and opportunities to join us for future classes. Also, if you're inclined to, consider a Google review. Know that this practice, again, just to reinforce, isn't about therapy. It's not about self-help. It's about self-awareness and self-acceptance. It can help with reducing stress or anxiety. It can help with bringing yourself to the moment, getting out of that autopilot of just going and doing and having no idea of where you're headed, which was my previous life sometimes. So although stress and the ups and downs may still come into your life, it's about how you choose to respond to them, how you choose to pause, stop, take a breath, observe what's happening, and then decide what your response might be in proceeding. Thank you, be well, and be safe, and find ease in your day. And I look forward to having you again on the Mindful Being Facebook page.